So I'm going to have a look at SLERF. And so I've been following SLERF quite closely over the last kind of period, a few days or weeks or whatever. And I've been kind of drawing out this correction for everyone. And I think some people have found it quite useful. Now we're kind of coming into the area of support, aren't we? So my charts are extremely messy now, so that's because I didn't update them from yesterday. This is from yesterday. I kind of imagined, look, you can see this purple line, this WXY. That was kind of what I was imagining, WXY. It's almost there. Huh? It's like maybe front run a little bit, both by level and time. But we saw this impulsive volume come in, kind of slightly front run my area, and it's actually come off the 786. Does that mean this can't go back down to my area? No, it doesn't. It could still go down, okay, to hit this weekly level and this 886. But we are coming into the area of strong support, I think, and it really needs to hold here for a higher low. I don't really want to see this level taken. If I see that, then I'll start thinking differently about certain things. So it's quite interesting, this correction. So let me just update it a little bit. So let me just hide that. Let's get rid of that. What's this one? Yeah, maybe it's trickier. I mean, how does this correction look to you? Maybe to there. Maybe it's to there. I don't know. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe it's like that now, isn't it? Looks more like that. I don't know. Maybe it's like that. I don't know. Something like that. Maybe we're still correcting, but it's not going to go as deep as I thought. And it's going to kind of finish somewhere here. Potentially we're going to take out this low, or at the very least go down to put in a higher low. Potentially, but I think we're coming to an end here. It is somewhat following this correction here, isn't it? They're kind of following the same. That's what you can see. You can see it, can't you? It's kind of doing what I imagined. Now I did have something else in mind, and it was really interesting because I saw someone's Elliott Wave count yesterday on X, and I think they clearly did it wrong. So I put a comment on X to see why they did it the way they did it. Let me see what I wrote. Let me find it quickly. This is it. This guy, Crypto Craze. Is he following me? Probably not. He should. SLERF, possible next impulsive wave. I am looking for something like this to play out. Stop loss is tight here, but I can also expect some whip outs with BTC-D and BTC chopping up. Sol looks to want. Anyway, he's got the wave one beginning here. 2, 3, 4. I just wanted to kind of see what he's thinking, is because maybe I've got it completely wrong and I just guessed this by accident. It's always possible to guess things and sound right when you're actually wrong. So it kind of made me doubt a little bit. So I just wanted to have a look at his analysis. Couldn't paste because the image is way too large. An image in a tab. Let me just copy this and paste it in here. There you go. Let's just have a look at his analysis. I have no idea what the time frame is. Let me have a look at the time frame. 3 hours. He's using the 3 hour chart. I don't know why. All right. Just kind of match it up. I'll just use the fucking hell. Why would he use the 3 hour chart? It's weird. Right. I'm trying to figure out what he's done. Let me go to the 3 hour chart. Maybe it'll be easier to see. Let me just get rid of my stuff as well. Get rid of this. All right. I'm just going to draw out his Elliott waves and to see if I can make sense of it. So I think he says 1 here. He's saying the 1 starts there. The 2 to 3 goes to there. Well, I mean, look. This is his analysis, right? It's clearly wrong, isn't it? Just simply because you can't have the 4 go underneath the 1. I mean, it's amazing what I see on people don't have a clue about Elliott waves. It's got if it was a wick down, maybe I would be okay, but it's not a wick down. You can clearly see in this time frame that he's using that you've got closing candles underneath the top of 1. So it's obvious that his analysis is wrong. He's expecting a 5 now because he's thinking that this is the 4. He might be right, but not because that's the 0. So this is going back to my one, right? And let me draw his slightly different colored. So I'll change his color to green. Okay, so his one is green, my one is blue. And I've got it starting down here. Okay, right here at the beginning. Possibly even over here, actually. Or here. For a 1 with a corrective 2 like this. Now we have to let's kind of investigate that too, because he's saying that this is the 1, this is where the impulse begins, this green one, and he's saying it goes up to there for a 1, down here for a 2, and the 3 ends with that last impulsive 3 there. On his kind of time fractal that he's using, the 3 hours candles, doesn't even make sense, because you've got 1 2 3 4 5, it ends there clearly. How does he get that last wave? It's like a wave 7. So that's a question for me. And then the other thing is, this doesn't make sense because you can't come underneath the 1 if that's the 1. That doesn't make sense either. Whereas my one, starting the 1 down here makes a lot more sense, because then you don't have that problem with the 4 coming down underneath the top of the 1. Yeah, and the reason why I think the 1 starts here is because I'm counting this as the initial wave 1. Yeah, that's the only reason why. If this actually went down and actually put in a lower low here, I would have invalidated that initial move, and I would have just said this is the start of the wave 1. This guy, for some reason, he's decided to start the wave 1 here, and he's right in a sense that this is where wave 1 begins, but he's wrong in the sense that he's ignoring this first wave. And this is clearly, when you look at this is clearly impulsive, isn't it? It's clearly impulsive. Look at that impulsive price action. And then when you correct, you're not taking the low here, which is really important, not taking the low, and you have some kind of corrective pattern, a kind of a corrective ABC. So I think the one actually began here with a corrective ABC back in October. There was no impulsive moves here. None of this was impulsive. For me, all of this was corrective. Yeah. And the reason why that was impulsive for me was simply because when it happened, I actually posted it in my X account. I said that's a higher high on the daily time frame. It was. This was the lower high. This was the lower low. That actually didn't take out that high. So none of this was impulsive. None of this was impulsive. And then what happened was that we impulsed and we took out this high. That was the first impulse. Taking out the first high on the daily time frame for me was the first impulse. We have a nice ABC. It was a deep ABC correction. When it happened, I even said it, we're probably going to lose the point of control. Okay. And then we as soon as we reclaimed it, we had this really bullish corrective 2 here. And the reason why that was a bullish corrective 2 was because it corrected upwards. You see, it corrected upwards. And so here it's very hard to see, but once this kind of correction ended, it starts off from a significant low. So him and I have a different beginning. I don't think that's the beginning of the one. He's got it at the beginning of the one, because usually the 0 starts at the low. Yeah. So clearly that's not the low, is it? It's higher. This is the low. Look, when you're going up, this is the low. Yeah. Here, that's the low. Okay. So when you're starting an Elliott Wave move, you have to start from a significant low. This is no longer a significant low because you've already moved. You've already moved. So for me, his count makes no sense. Anyway, I think actually that's where it began. And because that's really where I had the correction end. After the first wave, I was kind of contemplating a corrective move that ended somewhere there. And the reason why I did that was because I was looking at fib extensions, I think. And you see from the top there to the first A pivot to the second B pivot, you see how it came into the one-to-one here. So it took a little bit longer, but it came into the one-to-one. Yeah, potentially that was, you know, like this is a little bit subjective. Maybe it started there. It's not a big deal really. Maybe it started there because we put in a higher high there. This is the actual significant low. Maybe that's the first impulsive move. Doesn't really matter because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could be your one, and then you've got this kind of bullish corrective move. That's your bullish corrective move. Is bullish because people are they're so bullish on this, they're buying and they're preventing the price to go down. That's why you get this correction, this kind of correction, and then you get the next wave, the next wave into the next step. And so that's kind of my wave 1 to 2 there. And then, so he's completely off the ball because he's now saying that's the one. He's expecting a 5 based on his analysis. I'm expecting a 5 on it. So let me delete his analysis because I think it's clearly wrong, right? But let me just tell you why I'm expecting another wave 5, because I'm counting waves. Nothing to do with anything else. I'm just going, well, maybe this is the one here. I can count. I'm counting waves. You know, maybe you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. And then maybe this whole thing here now is some kind of extended flat correction, right? And then you have another impulsive move, right? So in this impulsive move, again, you're counting 1, there's your A, B, C, and there's your 3, there's your zigzag down. The rules apply because you've got your 1 and you're not taking. You've got your 1 and you're not taking the top of the 1 with the 4. That's your 4, and then that's your 5. And the 5, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. 5 waves. That's your 5. That's why I said the correction probably ended there, because I was just counting waves. I wasn't saying it goes to the top. That must be the top is the end. I don't think that. I think it doesn't really matter where the top ends. What matters is counting the waves. You have to count the waves. And so when that actually kind of was here, I said I don't think this is an impulsive continuation, even though it was quite impulsive, huh? I don't think it was. Okay, just because, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Maybe actually, let me just give the guy a little bit of benefit of the doubt. Is it possible? 3, 4, 5. It is possible. Look, so it is possible that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your wave 1. That's your 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's possible too. Yeah, that is possible too. But then your 3 is ending there. Doesn't really make any difference because he started his 1 here. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, you have to start your 0 point at a significant low, and actually the first wave was further back there in this context, and so therefore we don't have that problem with the 4 coming underneath the top of the 1 because my 1 is further down. All right, I just wanted to explain my waves, just in case people are curious, how did you come with that? I still probably think that's the top and this was corrective. Yeah, I can't, there's only like 1 impulse there, so how is that? There's, with these impulsive moves you should have 5 waves. Where's the 5 waves? You can just zoom in. Can you see 5 waves there? Not really. Can't really see 5 waves there. I just see kind of a corrective impulse instead of and it's more actually when you kind of really zoom in to that B, you actually really zoom in, it kind of looks more like A, B, C than a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because impulsive waves have to have 5 waves and corrective waves are usually 3 waves. So I'm still kind of inclined to think that my count is better. And obviously if anyone has any ideas of a better way of counting this, then let me know. And obviously the WX, the WYX, I kind of predicted that as it was happening, and it's kind of played out exactly or almost exactly as I predicted. It's never 100%. Yeah, so you know, don't ever think that it's always it has to be 100%. It's just an idea of what could be or what should be, or what could be or what may be. Yeah, and it's all a case of probabilities at the end of the day. So I think we're coming to the end of this correction. I don't think it's going to go on much longer. I don't know. I mean, if it does, if it does go longer, then what could happen next? Well, look, we are expecting impulse, right? I think today, I don't know. I think today we're expecting some kind of impulse. Let's see. Yeah. If it doesn't happen the way we expect, then it's not what we expected, and therefore you have to reevaluate. Okay. So if we do get like a limp impulse, it's kind of limp, it's not what we expect, then actually what that means is that the correction is continuing. It's not right. Your impulsive idea could be right, but the timing's not right, and then we have to reevaluate. So really now what we're looking for is the first big impulse, the first impulsive move. Could it have come yesterday? Because we did get this impulsive kind of injection of volume here. I'm not 100% actually. I like to see 5 waves. Could that be wave 1? Could that be in your wave 1? I don't know. I don't think so. I still think it's correct. I think just someone just wanted to buy a shit ton of SLERF and he was happy with the price and he just wanted the market buy it. And the amount of SLERF that they bought on Bybit, 20 million. Shit, that's a lot, huh? 20 million. It's like a 20 million buy. Look at that. Let me go to the candle and tell you. 7 million. It was a 7 million actually. It was a 7. It was about 7-8 million. It's not much for a really wealthy higher time frame investor. It's not that much. 7 million SLERF. It's not really that not that much at all for some big players out there. They could just take a big chunk of SLERF on a unified cross margin derivative account. It's not a big deal really for a lot of people. They could still have it invalidation at 0 and just take a position there. Could it be the first time? It could be, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100%. But once we start seeing impulsive price action, we'll know if that was the the actual bottom, the first impulse or not. Okay, it could be. Oh, hold on a second, I have to take this phone call. All right, so at the moment we're getting quite nice kind of bullishness here, and we'll have to just wait and see if and when we do get an impulsive move. I think if Bitcoin starts to go up or wants to go up, we probably are going to get a little bit more of bullishness here. And so yesterday, I was talking about my target of 25 cents. Well, look, it's being front run, isn't it? My levels are being front run. And right now we're coming back above this daily level. My weekly level is being front run. So, yeah. My 886 is being front run. It's come down to the 786. It's still a good level. And I think what you see here in this context is if the price can get back above the golden pocket, find support in the golden pocket, then I would consider that maybe we are looking to go back up again. Yeah. So this golden pocket is a really important area of resistance. We're underneath it now, so it's acting as resistance. As soon as we can get back above it and flip it into support, then actually I would think that maybe the bottom is in here and we're looking to go back up. And then I want to see impulsive price action. I don't want us to correct up in a very kind of slow, kind of corrective manner. I want us to impulse, right? Now, if we start going slowly up, let's just say we go up very slowly in a corrective way, then guess what? Maybe then we're looking for a different kind of correction. Maybe then we're looking for something like this, yeah? And it doesn't have to come all the way down to there. It could come back down to this weekly level. Okay, so if you don't start seeing impulsiveness and you just start seeing very slow correctiveness, just going really nicely, gently up, then maybe actually you're just going up to a neckline somewhere and actually looking to go down, because usually the impulsive price action starts from a significant low.